Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to Hybrid Movies. This is episode 18. I'm your host, Nick, and I'm joined by James.
Hi, Diddley-o, neighborinos.
Luke.
What's going on, guys?
And Michael, aka Failwell34.
What a dooski, guys. Glad to be here.
Yeah, and how's everyone doing this weekend? Because actually, you know, what's funny about today, as of this recording, it's Free Comic Book Day, and I have yet to, do anything for that, to, celebrate or go out and do
Nick,
stuff.
what?
I completely forgot. It just came out of nowhere. I was like, wait, this is Free Comic Day this year. What? So, did anyone do anything? Go to a comic shop or something? Because I know there's a lot of stuff they give out, every year.
Unfortunately, no. I did a review for Guardians of the Galaxy on my channel, but I think that's the most comic booky thing I did today.
Okay, Luke, what are you up to?
I completely forgot it was Free Comic Book Day. So, yeah, kind of the same.
Well, the cool thing, my local comic shop, they do a Free Comic Book Month where, the first Saturday they do they do the typical come pick 5 of the offerings, and then every following Saturday for that month they do special sales. For instance, one Saturday they'll do buy one get one free, another one they'll do comics by the pound, and etc stuff like that. It's pretty cool, the promotions and stuff. So yeah, James, anything new with you?
Nothing too much. I mean, I did see a comic book movie, so I guess that counts for comic book day.
Hey, how was the theater this weekend with Guardians and all that? Did you get to work? And
well, I didn't work today, thankfully. I was but I did go see, and it looked pretty busy. So,
what about the Thursday night crowd?
Thursday night wasn't too bad. We actually got to do a little cool thing where we did a quiz for a screening, and we gave out prizes like T-shirts and CDs of the soundtrack.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
the soundtrack.
Oh yeah.
CDs.
Cool.
Who gets that anymore? I thought you get digital download codes now or something.
They're handing out Zoomers to every winner.
Download code for them.
They probably should have done that, but the box they sent us were just the T-shirts and the CDs. So we had to
give it to people to go what am I supposed to do with this? I don't.
Yeah, exactly. So anything new with me? Well, there is something new that we're going to talk about right now. It's a very cool experience.
What did you see?
So, okay, let's get into what we recently saw. So, I'll go first. I got to see Alien Covenant at the Fox Studios lot in LA.
Ooh, tell us.
So, yeah, I did. I think I mentioned last week that I was going to go see it. First off, I always love going to the Fox lot. It's really nice stuff there, set up and everything, walking around. And the theater that I actually got to see it in is some theater that I've never actually been in so far, and it was a really nice theater. And I got to meet a lot of the journalists and stuff, guys at Collider, other YouTube channels like that, so that was cool. For the movie, though, I'm going to give a quick spoiler-free thoughts just so I don't talk too much, because if you want to hear my full thoughts, I'll probably have a review up on the channel. You can go check that out by the time this is up. But as for the movie itself, I enjoyed it, but there were a couple things here and there I wish they would have kind of improved upon. There are just some pacing issues I found, stuff that was not the best character-wise, but overall I was impressed by how the trailers kind of sell you it being an alien movie, but when you actually watch it, it's much more Prometheus-y or something. There's a lot of those kind of ideas, the engineer's kind of story, and obviously David is back in this movie, so you get to find out what happened to him. And then I like the new alien creatures in this movie too. They were really awesome, and I think that I had a better feeling of enjoyment walking out of this movie compared to Prometheus, because that one I just didn't like any of the characters. In this movie I really like the characters, and it just, I don't know, it feels like the franchise has gone back to its roots being this kind of horror thriller with also elements that were introduced in Prometheus, creation and the idea of where do we come from, and then the origin of the xenomorphs and stuff like that. So I don't know, all in all I like the movie a lot, but there are a couple things that I had gripes with, so that those are my spoiler free thoughts. Yeah, so yeah.
Nice.
So the other big movie that opened this weekend was Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. I think everyone probably saw it here. Michael, what did you think of it?
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy 2, I saw it this week. I was a big fan of the first Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, right when they announced it, I was promoting it. I told all my friends about it, and I probably made Marvel a pretty penny just from all the word of mouth. That being said, I enjoyed Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. It was, it was a lot of fun. It was enjoyable. However, I did have a couple of gripes here and there with the film. One, I thought it was fairly off in terms of the pacing, for me at least. This is, I guess, non-spoilers. There's just a lot of character interactions that happen in like the second act, but then there's just like some humor thrown into the mix, and there's a little too much humor, honestly, in my opinion, that kind of takes away from those more sincere character moments. I thought the music wasn't as good or as memorable in this film, and a couple other things, but overall, I mean, I still enjoy the film and I like it.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you rate it?
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
7? Okay, well, that's fair. James, what did you think of Guardians?
Oh, I had an absolute blast with this movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. I will say that I think the first movie is slightly a bit more better. I think it's a bit more fleshed out. I think it has a bit more heart, whereas I think this one has a bit more humor, until it gets to the end where it gets like pretty heavy.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. I did like the music with this. In fact, as soon as the movie was over, I immediately got the soundtrack, and so I played it in my car on the way home.
Uh-huh.
But overall, I really had a great time with this movie. This is definitely a movie I definitely say, check this out in like an IMAX 3D, because it's very colorful, a lot of gorgeous shots. The environments are amazing. One other thing though is regarding the villain. I won't say anything. But during one part of it, and maybe you guys maybe saw it too, or maybe it was just me, but there was part of it that reminded me of that kind of reminded me of Star Fox 64.
What?
I don't know. I don't know if
I may know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and I whispered to my little brother, I said to him, "Only I have the brains to rule Lilat," and he was just looking at me, "What, James? What are you talking about?" And then I had to explain to him what the reference was, and he was just like, "Oh."
I don't remember. There's a line in Star Fox where a monkey goes "I'm doing this for Andros."
Yeah. But yeah, no.
I can't think about that.
I'd say my problems with the movie is, I think the humor probably could have been placed better. I also wanted to see more Baby Groot. I thought I was gonna get more of him.
Oh yeah, man.
I really liked him. I wanted so much more, because he was great. But yeah, I mean, overall, I still really enjoyed this movie. Definitely check it out. Not as good as the first, but this is a great way to start off this summer movie season.
Okay, what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd give it an 8.5.
Okay. Alright. Also, one really quick point about Alien Covenant. I recommend you guys check it out, too. I don't know if I was being, too, vague in my thoughts, but I want everyone to go check it out and support the movie, just so we get more Alien movies, because I don't know, there's been kind of, from what I was seeing so far, there's a slightly mixed reaction in tweets. It's mostly positive, but there are a couple outliers saying, oh yeah, it's kind of more of the same, so I just hope that this movie does good so we can get more Alien movies. But Luke, what did you think of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2?
It's fine. I wasn't really too excited about it, I think, in the original marketing, which is, I think, a little bit odd, because I did really like the first one as much crap that I give it usually sometimes in the little not Skype chat, the little Facebook chat that we have. Yeah, the Skype chat. But I don't know what it was about it. Kind of like what Mikey said, there's something weird about the plot. Some stuff happens really fast, and then it slows
the whole second
down
act where they're doing nothing.
Yeah, again, there's this whole second act with. I don't know if we want to go into spoilers. Yes, you can go to the Marvel for the spoiler thing, but the whole second act, like 3 of the characters are doing absolutely nothing for like the second act. They're just chilling out on a planet, and then it kind of like this is the weird thing. Ego shows up like really early, and then again, second act, nothing's happening. They're just hanging out on a planet. And then the third act is like, hey, now how about taking over the universe? And like, again, it's not really a big surprise. You know he's not a good guy, but I mean, like, it's just so telegraphed, and then like it just comes up, and it's just, I don't know. There's something weird about the way the movie's written. I don't really know. And character-wise, I think it's fine. Like, I don't agree with some of them. Like, Rocket was, like, almost just unbearable in this movie. Like, he's just a complete asshole in this movie, and I didn't like him at all. And Yondu I thought was a lot better. Star-Lord had a little bit more of a character arc in this one, too. He just kind of felt like he was his own sort of person in this one. Drax is probably my favorite character. He was my favorite in the last one. He's my favorite in this one. He's the only one who I think is genuinely funny.
No, Yondu.
Yeah.
Yondu is funny too, but like Drax is the only one, because again, this movie has a problem, I think, where the comedy is not as funny as the first one. And I think it's mostly because they don't know when to drop a joke, because there's a whole joke about someone's name, and there's a perfect spot for it to end. And then it keeps going.
Yeah.
And then it comes back later, and it's like the joke is tired, it's done, I'm over it, it's not funny anymore, but they keep pushing it for
and speaking
whatever
of that,
reason.
You don't bother me too? They brought back a lot of the same bits from the first movie and then tried doing it again a lot of times, and that bothered me a bit.
Yeah, kind of. Like, again, it's not like a terrible movie or anything. I'm kind of being a little negative about it. I'm sorry about that, because I did think it was fine. But, I mean, on the whole, I really do think the first one was just a little bit better. And I don't know if maybe they just let James Gunn do whatever he wanted and gave him more freedom to just kind of, I don't know, just meander around. But it just feels kind of weird. Also, the music stuff, because it's really good music, but it kind of does the problem that Suicide Squad did, where it's like in every single scene, and music kind of melds together after that to where you can't, it just kind of becomes background noise when it's supposed to like make a scene a little bit more impactful.
Yeah.
Like, there's a few times where it works, like when they first make it to Ego's planet. God damn it, I can't even remember what played, but I remember thinking it was really good.
I think it was My Sweet Lord.
Okay, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. I kept remembering. Yeah, I knew it was a George Harrison thing. Couldn't remember which one, but
What?
it was like a George Harrison song. But
What about Sylvester Stallone? He popped up in the beginning and the end, and then
Yeah.
there again, that's kind of what it goes with, like, plot and like the way the movie's written, because there's character, like the Sovereign are pointless for the most part. Like, I don't even know why they're there.
They're only there to
say,
set
hey,
up a
go
future
here.
character.
Yeah, they're like, go here, go there. They made us mad, so we're going to show up to add some tension to the scene that already has tension. But
Yeah. There's a lot
whatever.
of
I mean, the point
well.
point is, I think it's fine, but there's just like a lot of problems that I think keep it from being like better than the first one.
Exactly.
okay. What would you rate it out of 10?
I never like rating stuff because they never give the rating people think it deserves, but I'm going to go ahead and say I think it deserves a 6.
A 6. Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, isn't it? That's like above average, so.
Yeah. I think so.
You know, whatever.
I think,
There you go.
was it? I think 7 is above average. 6 is average, I think. So.
All right, well, there you go. I think it's average.
Okay. That's fine. So I think we've talked about Guardians Forever. So let's move on to coming soon, which is coming out May 12th. So we have King Arthur, Snatched, Lowriders, and The Wall from Doug Liman. So in terms of those movies that we have there, I'm most looking forward to The Wall. I've been intrigued by that film ever since, like, it was first announced that Doug Liman had signed on, and then, like, you know, the two actors, Aaron Taylor Johnson and John Cena, were confirmed. I remember reading the script a couple years ago. I think, was it like 2014 when I saw it on the Blacklist, and I was kind of interested in the premise, and then I didn't even know that it was getting a movie until, like, very recently, and then the trailer looked really good and intense, and I always like movies that are kind of like set in one location that are fairly short. I think the movie's only like an hour and a half, which is fine, because, you know, you get like the best kind of compacted story, and there's not like all kinds of convoluted stuff. But that's the movie I'm looking forward to. Hope I can catch it. I think it's only playing it in a limited release though, so hopefully it's playing near me. But Michael, what are you looking forward to out of those movies you got?
Well, I was gonna say King Arthur at first, but I didn't even realize The Wall was coming out this week. I'm with you right there. I saw the trailer for a movie. I think it was A Circle, and it instantly caught my interest. One, because John Cena is the man, the myth, the legend, and two, it just seems like such an interesting premise, honestly. So I'll probably say The Wall, and then if I have time, probably King Arthur as well.
Okay, James, anything you looking forward to?
I would say I might go see King Arthur, but the thing is that I'm going to be out of town next weekend, so I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to see anything next weekend. But if I had to choose, probably King Arthur.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the buzz has been like. I don't think, are the reviews not out yet for that movie, or?
I saw one review and he said that he didn't like it.
Ooh.
Ew.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that's the only one I've seen. But at the same time, I like Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes movies, so I'd be curious to see what he does with King Arthur and that sort of mythology.
Yeah, I really like Guy Ritchie's directing style, and I like Charlie Hunnam, so I hope the movie's good. I think Jude Law's in it too. I hope the movie's good, but just the trailers alone have me kind of like, it looks kind of not the greatest. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Luke, anything catch your eye that weekend?
Oh shoot,
No?
my thing was muted. I'm sorry. I'm all for that legend. No, I wanted to go see The Wall. The Wall looks really cool. I think I saw like a trailer for the first time today, and
Wow.
it looked really cool. Like definitely, I've been looking up more stuff about it. So I didn't even know Charlie Hunnam was in it. I saw the trailer. I didn't even realize it was him, and I looked up like, oh shit, that was Charlie Hunnam.
For King Arthur?
No, The Wall.
No, he's in
wait,
King
no.
Arthur.
Shit.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is in The Wall, and John Cena.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Damn.
Charlie
Did
Hunnam
I see a King Arthur trailer and think it was The Wall?
I think you might have, Fab. There are walls in that trailer.
Well, that's
Then I
the
guess I
Great
wanna go
Wall you're
see-
thinking of.
The Great. But yeah, The Wall looks pretty cool.
Okay. So yeah, I think that wraps up our movie talk. So let's get into the news for the week. So first up, we have the first trailer for The Dark Tower, which is the upcoming adaptation of Stephen King's popular epic novel series that has been around for years and years, and people have been talking about getting an adaptation of this book series, whether it was a TV show or a movie, and we're finally getting it this August, as far as I remember. It stars Matthew McConaughey and Idris Elba. Michael, what did you think of the first trailer for The Dark Tower?
I was a little late to seeing it. I just saw it maybe yesterday or something. But
Yeah.
man, this is a cool looking trailer. I think anybody who wasn't really aware of what The Dark Tower was, they might at least be interested, because the story looks like it's really in depth. There's different worlds. There's the Man in Black or whatever it is, the gunslinger. It seems really interesting to me. Stephen King's adaptations, some of them are pretty good, so I'm hoping this is one of them.
Yeah, like The Mist.
Yeah, exactly. And there's a solid cast behind it, so fingers crossed. And it also comes out on my birthday, so hopefully this is better than Suicide Squad, because that was my last birthday
Ew,
movie.
man.
Oh.
Happy birthday, Suicide Squad. Jeez, yeah, that's a stinker. James, any thoughts on the trailer?
So having recently just started reading the Dark Tower series, I am really looking forward to this movie. I think it looks pretty amazing, pretty stylish. My one concern though is that during the trailer it shows them going into the real world, and I'm not really sure if I want to see that. Because I like the world that they show where the gunslinger is from. So hopefully the majority of the movie takes place there, and then maybe the last 20 minutes they'll go into the real world. But yeah, no. I know it's being distributed by Sony Pictures, and we've said before how Sony's been kind of having a shaky record. So hopefully this is the one. Hopefully this is the one that'll get them back on track. That and Spider-Man.
Yeah. Okay. Luke, any thoughts on the Dark Tower trailer?
I wasn't actually that impressed by the Dark Tower trailer. I don't really know what it was about it, but not really a whole lot of it interested me. And I mean, like, I was already interested in kind of reading The Dark Tower, so maybe I guess I'm with James. If you weren't interested before, this might intrigue you, but I don't know what it is about it, really. It just seems kind of meh, like kind of a middle-of-the-road kind of story, just I don't know. There's something about it I wasn't really that impressed by.
Mm-hmm.
Also, part of me kind of thought it was like one of those Matthew McConaughey like Lincoln car commercials for a second.
A little bit, yeah.
You know what was cool in the trailer? Actually, there are a bunch of Easter eggs in it, and one of them was an Easter egg for Pennywise, who's obviously the villain of It, the clown.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
that has me like kind of like, whoa, is that because you brought up how are they going to be connected when this is at Sony and then the other one's at Warner Brothers? But
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's like a special clause where they're like, yeah, let's just have it a connected universe. I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, because you brought up that they're working together on Blade Runner, but I mean, I don't know how the rights work for the Stephen King stuff, because there's also that show coming out, Castle Rock, that's basically every Stephen King book, including It and including Dark Tower and stuff. So I don't know if maybe the rights are just kind of loose and people can just do what they want.
Anybody can take the
sometimes.
rights.
It might be a little more complicated than that, but I don't know. It works kind of weird.
And what was
isn't
the
there a
Easter egg?
reboot of The Mist too coming to TV?
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
like a... I don't know who's producing it, though, but I know that there is something coming. I saw a trailer for it not that long ago.
Yeah. So I mean, my thoughts on the Dark Tower trailer, it looks interesting. I really love Idris Elba and Matthew McConaughey, so I think that's the biggest selling point to me, just seeing like their interaction and dynamic on screen together, like being these two opposites. And the effect stuff looks pretty cool. I like the design of the tower itself. The other creatures hopefully will be cool. So I don't know, it could go either way. I think this type of like a fantasy sci-fi action movie or something, whatever it can be, they could go either way, really, especially with Sony's involvement. But
Yeah.
hopefully it works out, because obviously they probably are imagining this as a franchise or something. And plus, if they do other Stephen King books, like I think Matthew McConaughey's character is a big character in the larger universe, right? Like he appears in other things.
Yeah, he's in
Yep.
another book, I think.
Is it The Stand or something? Or?
It is.
Yeah, it's The Stand, yeah.
Yeah, so he's in that. So I don't know what they're going to do with the Stephen King cinematic universe. That'll be interesting to see. But moving right along, our next news topic, Gears of War is moving to Universal. It's getting a movie there now. So that's interesting, because I told the guys before we started, but from my knowledge, the Gears of War movie was in development at Warner Brothers. So I'm curious. I guess it just kind of like had a rollover thing and the rights transferred. But interesting stuff. Gears of War, we also did mention that the franchise seems like it's past its prime in terms of like popularity and just notoriety in the pop culture sphere. But yeah, I don't know. Like I've always said a Gears of War movie could be really cool, like this kind of like gritty, realistic thing, like the locust everywhere, like almost, yeah, like they get some dudes in suits and stuff. The locust, the 8-foot tall guys. Yeah, that'd be cool. But I don't know, Luke. Any thoughts on Gears of War?
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. This seems like a movie that should have happened a while ago. I don't really see the point in making one anymore. So, I mean, I always thought it would have been a really cool movie. I really did like the first one a lot, and I don't think I played any of the other ones, but it was a really cool world that it would make a pretty cool movie. Design-wise, anyway. Like, the Locust would be cool to see in a practical sort of way on the movie screen, but I don't know, it just seems weird that it's still in development. It just doesn't really seem like a popular thing anymore.
You know what the cool thing about Gears to me was that it was like a third-person action shooter, but at the same time, there were some horror elements in there. There was some like creepy stuff. Like I remember, what were those things like? They were like these little black flying creature things that like that. Those parts of the game were pretty spooky.
There's that whole section where you have to like stay in the light or else they'll attack you. That was a really cool level, and it was pretty scary at times.
I thought they could have made a perfect blend of different genres in there, but who knows what they're gonna do with it. Michael, any thoughts on Gears of War getting a movie? Hopefully.
Yeah, honestly, I want to maybe have a different opinion on it, but I think I'm with you there. It seems a little too late. Had they made this movie maybe 2009 or around that area.
7 years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, this is that one near the original
It
game.
would have been the perfect time then.
Yeah.
Like it would have been the
No,
perfect
easily,
time.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that might have been a better time for it. I think I might be interested in checking it out. Just as you mentioned, they could make something really special with it. I always loved Gears of War 1 and 2. You know, just it was really gory. You know, the creatures to me, and the designs and just the world was so interesting. So I would like to see it.
It had this like industrial design to everything. It was cool.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to it. James, any thoughts? Have you ever played Gears of War? And are you a fan of the franchise? Or?
Well, I didn't have an Xbox growing up, so I kind of missed out on that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I couldn't say for sure whether I'm a fan or not. But based on the info on this movie, it sounds like I don't know. It sounds like it might be another Warcraft. Because remember, remember Universal released Warcraft, and
yeah, that's true.
And not dissing on World of Warcraft, but didn't that movie kind of come out when it was kind of after the hype of World of Warcraft? Remember when that was like the biggest thing on the planet for a long time?
That was another thing.
Yeah. So, but who knows? But much like Warcraft, what'll probably happen is Gears of War will probably not do well here stateside, but internationally it's going to do really well. Mm-hmm. And Universal's going to get the idea to just cater to those audiences. But then again, I don't know how popular the Gears of War franchise is, worldwide. I don't know if it's more popular in one country than the other. Yeah. But I don't know. We'll have to see. I mean, I'm not really into video game movies per se. I mean, though I did think Warcraft, like it's not a great movie, but it's probably the closest thing to a Warcraft universe you're probably gonna get.
Yeah, I don't think I like being a fan of World of Warcraft and stuff. I don't think I hated the Warcraft movie. There are some choices that I thought could have been handled better. Like personally, I wish they would have dialed back the CGI effects and like made something more practical, like the early Lord of the Rings stuff or something. Like that would have been really cool to see. But yeah, the movie was just way too cartoony for me, and like the plot was really like basic and by the numbers. But in Gears of War, there's just so much potential. It's like the Halo movie, like we were saying. Like why didn't they do that? I
Way
don't know
too
what
late.
they're doing.
Yeah,
and it's like literally like the Halo would have printed money, right? Like even if it was a terrible movie, it would have.
Oh my god,
dude!
yeah.
Halo 3 had they rode that hype like
like 2007 right there, boom.
Oh my gosh,
definitely.
there would have been a franchise going on to this date. I'm telling you.
Easily.
Like again, these were all like big Microsoft icons back in like late 2000s, but I mean like now they're just there.
Yeah.
Like I think Halo, it's like Halo 6 or something. I don't even remember anymore. I don't even care anymore.
Yeah, it's coming out next year, I think. Halo 6. Yeah.
Oh my!
I mean,
it seems like a dream. Like I can't even believe Halo 6 is coming out. Like what the hell?
Yeah.
I mean, probably
another.
I live in a world with
game.
Halo 6. Oh my god.
Yeah, another video game franchise I'm peddling for universe is Mass Effect, but I don't know.
I wouldn't.
I feel like that would be kind of cool.
I wouldn't.
And I feel like that's still kind of big too, so they could definitely do something with that.
Maybe they ought to do something with Overwatch.
Overwatch would be smart if they were to do that. Like I don't know how a live action would be. I think we talked about this a couple episodes ago. I think
animated.
Like an animated.
animated
make it
Overwatch
animated.
could do so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, cater it to the DreamWorks kids audience and no.
Yeah, there you go.
The Shrek audience.
The Shrek audience. Yeah, the Shrek audience.
Shrek in Overwatch, newest playable character.
Exactly. Yeah.
I can't. Yeah. Speaking of Shrek, I can't wait for the sequel in 2019. It feels so far away though.
Right. Shrek 5.
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
I love how they keep saying like Shrek 5 is gonna reinvent the franchise. It's gonna be so different. Like, are you what?
Oh my god!
They did like alternate universe shit in the last one. What else can you do?
No, Shrek in space. That's the new hot thing. It's
Time
like,
travel.
I like my Shrek 1 and 2. That's where I like it.
The Shrek and the Furious.
Shrek's gonna go up to Donkey. Familia.
Alright, our final news topic is that M. Night Shyamalan officially confirmed the sequel to Unbreakable and Split will be Glass. And the worlds are going to collide, he said, in this final piece of his trilogy that I guess he's been working on for years now. Michael, you're a big fan of the Shyamalan verse.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on this?
I think, first of all, I gotta say, M. Night, say what you want about him, he's a gangster for doing his own scoop. He did this all on Twitter. He said a couple days before he did the tweets, guys, be sure to look at my Twitter account, whatever it was. And then he just went and just tweeted it. He gave the date. He gave the title, confirmed it. I think he's a badass just for that. I'm excited for Glass. I mean, I love Split. I loved Unbreakable. The fact that they're a universe, this could end up being the best superhero trilogy out there.
Superhero. It is, yeah. It is a comic book
Yeah.
kind of superhero thing. Yeah.
I think he's lining up for an interesting third film, so I'm excited. How about you, Nick?
The craziest thing too, when we're looking at all those interviews with him, like talking about Split and the sequel or what could it be, remember how he was saying that he really wanted every film to be like unique, but to connect together. So that's what's going to be interesting, seeing how this movie is different than the other two, and then plus bringing Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson back. That should be awesome. Great reunion for those characters.
Yeah.
Luke, any thoughts?
I mean, I'm really excited. I like Split a lot, and Unbreakable is like one of my favorite movies of all time. So I do want to see Bruce Willis and Sam Jackson come back. The title has me interested because it kind of implies, I guess, that Sam Jackson has a really big part to play. So I don't know if he'll be maybe like a Hannibal Lecter guy. They have to go to him to figure out the whole sort of rundown of how this usually works with a supervillain like what did they call him at the end? What did they call
the Horde?
The Horde, yeah, like how to deal with a character like that. How does this work in the comics or whatever, where he's versed in. So I don't know. Like, I'm really excited. I do kind of want to see how this pans out because so far, for a trilogy that's just been like years in the making, this really does have the potential to be one of the greatest.
Yeah, easily. James, any thoughts?
I mean, it's really great to see, M. Night crawl back from the dark ages of his filmmaking, and just, slowly but surely, get back in his prime. Split was an absolute joy to watch, and, with this sequel, I can't wait to see what he brings. My only concern is that he doesn't get in too over his head. He doesn't. What I hope is that he doesn't make it so ambitious that he overshoots his goal and then just falls flat on his face. That's my one concern. But I mean, other than that, Bruce Willis, Sam Jackson, I'm there.
Yeah, I think that you bring up a good point because the last couple of films that he's made that have been fairly good, like I'm talking about The Visit and then Split, and did he make anything else? Or was those the only two?
Just
The Happening,
two.
the cult classic, man. It's one of the best movies ever.
No.
How does this all connect to The Happening?
I'm talking about like his recent Blumhouse productions. Like those are, like you said, relatively low budget, very centered on the narrative. Like, that's what I'm worried about. Like, what is Blumhouse going to give him for this budget? Because I think both of those movies were like $5 million or under. So, are they going to shoot high and be like, all right, you got like $30 million all in, and then he's going to go like way out, like all these crazy effects and stuff? I hope not. But I mean, because that was the best part about The Visit and then Split. That he went back to basics filmmaking, just keeping the story very straightforward and stuff. So. I don't know. This could spiral out of control if things go wrong. But
Yo, I really hope not, man. M. Night did a solid job on Split. So.
Yeah, I think he'll do good. I mean, this is a sequel to Unbreakable, which is like basically considered his best film, I think, apart from like Sixth Sense. But so he can't dishonor that legacy. I hope not.
And James McAvoy's in it, and he was phenomenal, I thought, in Split.
Oh yeah.
He's scary.
All right, I think that rounds out our news segment for this episode. So we're going to move on to our final segment where we talk about your viewer questions. Again, thank you guys for submitting these with the hashtag AskHybridMovies. So the first question, Waru says, if Masters of the Universe does well critically and financially, do you guys want a Thundercats movie?
I think that could work. I mean, it would work as well as Masters of the Universe would, I guess.
I would lump those two together. Like, if one does good, then the other will probably do good, too.
Oh, you cross them over? Like, same universe? Or?
Oh, no. Not in that regard, but you know what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. James, any thoughts? Thundercats?
I might be down for a Thundercats movie. I think I maybe prefer animated though. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, I'd be down for Thundercats. Loved the show growing up. So, you know what?
Mhm.
Why not?
Yeah. Bring out She-Ra for a movie.
Okay, yeah. Hopefully that answers your question, Water. Yes, I think the general consensus is sure. Let's do it. Time Ascending 44 says, now that it's been confirmed that Jeff Goldblum is returning to the Jurassic franchise, you want to see Sam Neill return as well, possibly like in a third film, bringing the old team back together. Sure, I think that could be cool, but I'm not. What is Sam Neill up to these days? I'm not sure. What is he? I think isn't he in the movie coming out, like a pretty big movie?
A quick Google search will figure this out.
Yeah. James, any thoughts though? I think you talked about having Sam Neill back or something, or.
I'd be down having him back. I mean, but I guess the question is, does he want to come back? Because I'm not sure if he's expressed any interest, in coming back to the franchise.
Well, especially after JP3 too. It was like,
yeah, I know. Plus, he seems to be doing well on his own. Like, did you guys see Hunt for the Wilder People that he was in?
No, I didn't see that one.
Because he was really great in that.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know. We'll have to see. Plus, I think Jeff Goldblum would probably be enough.
Yeah. Michael, any thoughts? Dr. Grant coming back, the original Jurassic character?
Do it up, man. Why not?
Okay. Luke, what is Sam Neill up to these days? I don't know. What is he doing?
He's in something called House of Bond this year. Never heard of that, but like James said, the only other thing I see from last year was Hunt for the Wilder People.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I don't know. I
Would
guess
you
he's
want
not
to
up
see
to
him
that
come
much.
back?
Yeah, I guess so. Like, I mean, I don't think he doesn't have to come back, but it would just be kind of cool to tie it back into the original thing, have the original people come back and show up.
Mm. In the grand third act finale, they come fight the dinosaurs on they're riding dinosaurs with guns and everything.
They're on top of a raptor that's riding a Tyrannosaurus Rex that has machine guns in his claws.
Yeah. All right. Hopefully that answers your question. Final question. Jalen says, "Who's your favorite actor in any Marvel movie?" So this is anything: Fox, Sony, MCU. Wow, that's a really loaded question. Jeez.
Ooh, Jesus Christ.
Luke.
God. I guess Hugh Jackman or Robert Downey Jr. I think are probably the ones that I think bring the most to the table in terms of their stuff.
Yeah.
The Marvel stuff.
Mm-hmm. Okay. James, who's your pick?
Ooh, I'm gonna go with Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool.
Okay.
Just because it gives me comfort that Ryan Reynolds actually has a good movie he can fall back on.
Especially with Hitman's Bodyguard coming out.
No, that movie Life that flopped.
Well, Hitman's Bodyguard could actually be pretty good, but I'm just saying that if he doesn't have another big hit, it's always good to know that he always has Deadpool.
It seems to be the trend with people in superhero movies. If their shit doesn't turn out well, like
James
The
Gunn.
Judge.
Like he signed on for Guardians. Like Belko experiment flopped. He's like, all right, I'm staying with the MCU forever. Like,
like RDJ, The Judge, didn't really do that well. So I guess I'm Iron Man forever now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Michael, any thoughts? Who's your favorite?
Like I was gonna say as like a joke, I was gonna say Chris Evans just because I'm double dipping. I like him in Fantastic Four and Captain America. But no, I think my actual answer is gonna be Nick Fury, Samuel Jackson, legend actor. I think he's literally Nick Fury Ultimate Universe brought to life. So
Yeah.
so that's my
Well,
answer.
literally, he is. Like Mark Miller had Sam Jackson in mind.
Yeah.
So.
How about you, Nick?
Yeah. I'm trying to think my favorite in any Marvel movie.
Any.
I think I'm either going to say Michael Fassbender or Jeremy Renner. Because I don't know. For some reason, I like both. I'm a fan of both of them just personally, like their other movies and stuff. So, yeah, seeing them in these movies is like awesome, I think. And both of them do a pretty good job with their characters. So, those are my picks. But I think that does round out the episode. So, thanks again for checking out Hyper Movies episode 18. And if you want to follow me on Twitter and, tweet me questions and talk about Alien Covenant, you can find me on Twitter at who's_Nick. Michael, where can people find you?
Yeah, you guys can check me over on my YouTube channel on the Hybrid Network at Failwell34 and over on my Twitter and Instagram at Failwell34 as well.
Okay, James, what's your social media?
So you can find me on Twitter at Hair Beverage. That's where I'll be.
Okay, hairbeverage.com. Yep.
Exactly. Hey,
Luke, what's
There you
your
go.
plug?
Oh my, it was Hybrid Lurk. No one seems to be able to find it, so I have another one at Baron_Zemo1. So you might as well just go there because I think more people are following me on that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So with all that said, we'll catch you guys on the next one.
Take care.
Later, guys.
See you later.